The Dallas Cowboys travel to Philadelphia this week to take on their NFC East division rival Eagles. Both these teams sit at 3-5. To say their backs are against the wall, I think that's underselling it a little bit. This is absolute desperation, must-win time for both these teams. Dallas currently installed as a 1-point favorite in this game on BETDAQ. 44.5 is the total. We mentioned both these teams with the same record at 3-5. They've both been very, very disappointing, particularly Philadelphia. The Eagles have now lost 4 straight games. Philly has been the single worst team in the entire NFL to back. They're only 1-6-1 against the number this year. That's right. They've only covered once in 8 games. Most of their problems can be laid at the feet of that offense. I know Andy Reid fired defensive coordinator Juan Castillo 3 weeks ago, and that hasn't seemed to work because their defense hasn't played well the last couple of weeks. But even before Castillo was fired, it really wasn't the Eagles' defense that was a problem this year. It's not like the Philly defense was great, but it's been this offense, the sputtering, mistake-prone offense. Michael Vick has had big turnover problems. This Philadelphia offense is currently 30th in the league in points scored, only averaging 16.6 points per game. You never thought you'd say that about an Andy Reid offense. Reid is the longest tenured coach in the NFL, but because of the struggles of his offense, I think that tenure might be coming to an end, and maybe it should. Again, Reid has already pulled out some stops, like firing his defensive coordinator. He doesn't seem to have this team right now. I'm not sure if Philadelphia is matching the intensity of their opponents on a week-in, week-out basis. I'm not saying they're laying down on Reid, but they certainly don't appear to be improving. This team appears to be regressing, non-competitive in their last 2 losses against New Orleans and Atlanta. And last week against New Orleans, I mean, we talked about the struggles of this Philadelphia offense, and coming into that game last week, we said that if the offense can't pick it up, if they can't break through this week against the single worst defense in the NFL and the New Orleans Saints, then it's never going to happen. And guess what? They did not break through, only mustered 13 points in that game. So I don't know how anyone has any faith in the Eagles in this spot on Sunday. I think the Eagles are an unraveling team, very similar to last year's Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. If you remember, Tampa lost their last 10 games last year and was 1-9 against the spread in that span. Now, I'm not sure it's going to get quite that ugly for Philly, but what I am sure of is I want no part of backing this team anytime in the near future. Now, I guess that would push you to the Dallas side in this game. But if Dallas is the team that you rely on, the team that you deem trustworthy for this week, boy, that sure tells you something about their opponent, because the Cowboys have been anything but reliable and trustworthy this season. They sit at 3-5, same as the Eagles. They've lost 3 out of the last 4. But at least Dallas has been competitive. It's not like Philly where they appear to be maybe not playing as hard as their opposition or getting worse the year goes along. They have lost 3 out of the last 4, but those 3 losses have all been by 6 points or less. They're still playing hard. They just can't get out of their own way. And maybe it is Tony Romo. You know, I'm sort of a Tony Romo guy. Not that I am some great fan of Tony Romo. I just feel like he's taken a little too much criticism over the last couple of years. To me, when I watch the Cowboys play, a lot of times it looks like Romo is their best player, particularly on offense. Yet some people talk about him as if he's the problem, but maybe he is the problem. Because the Cowboys, turnover prone, mistake prone, just not a winning football team. You know, they look pretty from time to time. They put up some stats, top 10 in the league in both total offense and total defense, but they don't make the winning plays. They don't make the plays when they matter, it seems. They turn over the ball too much, undisciplined football. Like I said, they're just a team that can't stay out of their own way. Now, I expect them to get a victory this week on the road in Philadelphia, because as bad as the Cowboys are, I guess bumbling is the way you describe this team over the last few weeks, I still think they're in a better place than the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, I think Philadelphia is a sinking ship. I believe that next season Andy Reid will not be the coach. Michael Vick will not be the quarterback. We're going to see a whole new regime in Philadelphia. And I'm not sure if they're going to be able to turn it around at all this season. I predict nothing but bad things for the Eagles for the rest of the season, starting this Sunday. I do lean towards Dallas -1 here. I also lean towards over 44.5, but that's just a lean. I might have a bet on Dallas -1. I will not have a bet on over 44.5, because even though I think that it makes a lot of sense for a lot of reasons, some of those reasons, one of those reasons anyway, is that I feel like everybody else, eventually this Philly offense has to show up and score some points, right? I mean, they've had games this year where they've gained a lot of yards, where they've moved the ball up and down the field. They just haven't been able to put the ball in the end zone, haven't been able to protect the football. So you'd think eventually it would happen for Philadelphia, but Dallas is 5th in the league in total defense. It might not happen this week. I don't like what I've seen out of the Philadelphia defense. I do look for Tony Romo and that Dallas offense to have some success this week. So I have a slight lean towards over 44.5 here. I do like Dallas -1 in a game of two disappointing NFC East teams.